We all know our SharePoint libraries, and we know how it can end up if we just upload, or if we let people just upload data there. And sometime at the end of the day or at the end of the year or whatever, it will end up looking like our file explorer in our computers. Now, nobody knows what that file name means and where it came from, and so on and so forth. So people are trying now to somehow take control of that and maybe bring some structure into those libraries. And if an easy way, or not an easy way, but a nice way to do it is to let the users not upload directly from SharePoint libraries, but instead bring them some kind of nicely looking front UI from where they can upload data. And I'm going to go through this today and show you how we can put together a simple application. It's not going to be beautiful, but you can make it beautiful later on. But how we can put together a simple application so that you can upload a file, fill out the metadata of that file, make it mandatory so that the user cannot just upload it without filling out the metadata. And we will pass that file then up to Power Automate, and Power Automate will then bring it into SharePoint. Okay, so I will now go to a demo team that I have here on my demo tenant. Let's choose this one. And from here, I'm going to jump to SharePoint. In SharePoint, each team has a generals document or a generals folder in the documents. I will go into site contents and create my own library. And I will call it, as we know, we have very important people, but we also have very important documents. So let's call it VID. I don't know, nothing fancy. I'll create it. And there is our library. So here I will go on and create a couple of metadata columns. For example, if you see me look on the left, on my left-hand side, I'm not watching a football game or anything. I have a script there. So what I'm saying is not scripted, but my plan is scripted. So I need to take a look at that screen. I would sometimes. So I've decided to put a document ID maybe, and we will dynamically generate that in the app. I would like to have like a document department, and that will be a choice. Let's department 1, department 2. Again, you will do it as is best for your use case. This is just for showing you how we can create some metadata columns, and you can have as many as you want, of course. No? So last, I will create a choice column. So this one will have the status of the document, and I will call this status. And the first status will be pending. We'll have the approved status here, and the declined one. This one should be red. Okay. So there is also a known, well, not issue, but it's something that's missing in Canvas, the functionality to start with an attachment component. So for that reason, I will go on and create a demo list, and we'll show you why in a second. Okay, from here, I will go to make.powerapps.com. And I will create a new app from blank. And I will create a Canvas app. We'll call this data app. And while that is loading, oh, that went fast. Okay. So now we are in Power Apps, and the reason I created the SharePoint list is because I cannot input here an attachment. At least I don't know how to do it, but I've never found it. So what we do is we go through the data, And then we add a new data connection. I will search here for SharePoint. Okay, that's my account. We were into, I think, was it marketing? No, it was not marketing. See. There it is. And I will click connect. So this is my library. I could have taken the SharePoint list as well. And that's my demo list. And the reason I do it is because if I go here to forms and select an edit form, and here in the data source, I can select my demo list. It will allow me. Yes, thank you. And now in the edit field section, I can add the attachment. So I need this attachment component here. And if there is anybody out there who knows how to do it in a faster, easier way, please let us know. But this is the only way that I've found out how to do it. And now I'll go on and delete that form. I will have to fix this here because it's looking for a parent. And it doesn't have a parent anymore because we removed it out of the form. So with all of that, and now we have our attachments component here. So let's put some labels next. And this one will be from my library here. So we have the name, this one don't need this, document ID. So let's show you how I go on and create a document ID. So this label will say document ID. And then I go on and put a text input here, which will be in view mode. So the user cannot manually put a document ID there. And I use the GUID function. So the GUID function, every time you refresh the page, will go on and create a random generated GUID ID. And this is just one of the many ways you can do that. But I think this is the easiest way. And every time now we have a distinguished ID. Okay, so next will be the document department. And what you can do here, you can either, let's create a label first. So the department here. And what we can do here is, that will be a comma box. It can also be a dropdown since it's not multi-select, but it will be, I like working with comma boxes, so I will choose that. And also another tip that you can try is, for example, if you put another form, and this time select the list or library that has your dropdown column, or no, the choice column. And this in our case is our VID library. I will go here to the fields, and I have here my document department column. And what I can do is then just grab this piece of code here, and I don't have to, first I have to unlock it, of course, and I don't have to search how I can show the information. And now these are my three options, and I can get rid of that one. So this is my document here. And yeah, imagine now you have much more options, much more metadata options that you have to upload. And we can go on and make this a little bit more pretty. Maybe put like I like working with buttons because buttons have an option here. Let's make this view and reorder it send to the back. Buttons have the option here to, 1 second, there it is. As you can see here, the buttons allows you to change the radius. So at the top, we have the radius. Oh, it was a button. this should be 0, 0 if I know how to type. Bottom right, also 0. Top left, make this 50. Top right, also 50. We have like a nice looking background. I will click on this part of the background and I'll make it like a gray, maybe a bit darker. Even darker, please. Yeah, something like that. And this one, maybe I will do it like, I don't know, something lighter. And as you can see, you have like, it looks like it's dripping down on the sides. And that's something you can do with buttons. You cannot do it with shapes. That's why I like using buttons. So this button should not say button there, should not say anything. So we have now our two metadata. That was not much, but anyways, imagine that there's more metadata options there. And our document part where we can select the document. And since we are forcing the user to fill out the metadata before uploading a document, we will force the user also to be able to attach only one document each time they click on upload. No? And yeah, let's quickly put a label here at the top so that it says what it's all about. This will be our document upload app. This is in the needle and white. Okay, so now we need a button, and this button should bring us, or should bring the content bytes of that file to Power Automate. So this button should say upload, and something else I want to show you is, I don't know if you know that, but you can also put Unicode icons in buttons. So there is this table here, or this website I've found. It's called unicodetable.com. And if you select, for example, upload, you can find nicely looking icons here, and you can put them inside the text of your button. And it has like an icon inside the button, which I think adds up to the whole feeling, view, whatever, design. Anyways, not important, but I thought I will give it to you as well. Yeah, next I want this button to upload the document to SharePoint. So for that, I will have to go to Power Automate and put together a quick flow. So we can do that either by going to Automate first and then find the flow here. But in the action section, we have the Power Automate button. So we can create a new flow from here, and that will bring us also to Power Automate. So I will select and create. I don't want to go over the template. This will be an insert cloud flow. I will call it upload doc. And I will use the newest version of Power Apps connector. And here I want to add the inputs. So the inputs will be the file first. Then we have the document ID, which will be in text form, and I will name it here doc ID. Next, I want to pass the document department. I'll pass it also as text. And yeah, that's it actually, because the status will be updated later on in SharePoint by Flow itself. So next, I will go and select create file. And there it is. It's a SharePoint action. So I will select my my SharePoint site, which is called Contosa Marketing, but it doesn't seem to find it there. Let me do it this way. And maybe now, there it is. That's my library. So the file name as you can see here, the file name is missing. So we have the file content and the two options that we are giving from the app. So we can put the file name together. What I will do is I will select the document ID. Maybe you have other metadata like department, or maybe, I don't know, just let your imagination there and decide. And you can concatenate that in this create file action. So for example, doc ID, and I will do a dash, and then I will put the file name. The file name you will have to write yourself. So I've prepared it here already. And as you can see, it is at trigger body. And then we have from the file, the name. If I copy this and paste it in here, Power Automate will recognize it. And you will see that this is the file name coming from Power Apps. And next, we need the file content, which is coming from Power Apps as well. So the next step will be to update my metadata. And that is called update properties. So the first time I was searching for metadata, I found nothing. So make sure you search for properties. And it looks like it's loading, but shouldn't have that much to load. Anyways, let's try custom. Nope. And the library name. There it is. And the ID of that file is the item ID of the create file. And the title will come from, let's see, the title. I know we need the title. The document ID will be coming from Power Apps. Then we have the document department value. This is the choice column. If I go to enter custom value and select doc department, that should be enough. The status value will be here first as pending. And that's it for now. Let's try it out. We have the create file, we have the update properties. And let's save it. Okay, upload doc is our Power Automate flow. And now if I go to the app again, select my button here and go to Power Automate, and I can see here the upload doc. I hope it's not the one I was, it's called 2 here. Cleverly, I renamed it the same as I did when I was testing this. So ignore that. As you can see here now, we have the upload, the name of the flow.run, and open parentheses, it's expecting a couple of parameters. The first one is doc ID, and the doc ID will be coming from this text input here. This will be the text input 1.text. Then comma, and then it's already asking for the second one, doc department, and this is a comma box. Let's make sure this is not multi-select. So this is a comma box here, and I will select that dot selected and dot value. So this is the value from that dropdown. And next is expecting the file data. So I found many solutions online how's the best way to give the file content to Power Automate from Power Apps. Since we're passing only one file, we don't have to work with tables and so on where we put the for each document. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the curly brackets, and then we have the file, and then we have the content bytes. One. And next I will have to pass from the attachments, well, that thing's called data card value dot attachments. And because this one, as you can see, is a table, Although we have only one item that we can upload here, it's still a table. So what we have to do is we have to get the first of that table. Parenthesis here. So then that the value. Next we pass the name, which is then again from the first item in that data card value, that name. And then if I'm not mistaken, we close it once, we close it twice, and then we close the round, the brackets. If we format this, it should look like this, where we have here the information Power Automate is expecting, content bytes and the name. So if we now run this, select department, and let's attach a file here. And let's try that one. So I have a file there, select upload. It's not complaining, so if I go here, okay, 11 seconds ago, looks like it did something, and there it is. As you can see, I have the GUID I generated in the app, and also then this is the name that came from the file, that JPEG, and this is my metadata. So the document ID and the department is here, and imagine you have like 10 other metadata there that you would like your users to fill out. And instead of having them to put the document here and then right click and then details and so on and put the metadata here, which is also doable. Maybe you would like to have like a central document uploading application. You can do it from here. The little extra I wanted to show you as well, if the time's, I think the time allows me, is that maybe you would like to start an approval process immediately after the document has been uploaded. So let's try that out. Next, I would like to search for start and wait for an approval. And this will be first respond, I imagine. Should be enough. So the title will be new document to approve. Assign to, let's grab my email address real quick. There. And the details will be the file name, link to item. We can give that as well. So that the user who is going to approve, he can directly go to the item. Okay, so this is the approval process. Here's it begins. Then we have to put a condition. In the condition, we need to check the outcome of that approval process. And is equal to approve. This is something I had issues in the beginning because I usually say approved with a D, but you have to write approve. So approved, it will not find it. And we have then two outcomes. Either it's approved or declined. So if it's approved, we want to update the file properties again. So we'll try to be we'll be lazy and try to copy this in a clipboard, and it works. So we have here now the same information, which didn't change except of the status value. So this one will stay, will move to approved, and we can send a notification as well using Outlook. Email, maybe. Come on.
Or just search for Outlook. Okay.
It's being slow today. And I'm being blind. I don't see it here. Send email, there it is. Okay. Thanks, Edit. So to whom? To the person who created the file. Now, since it's an insert flow, the file in SharePoint will be created on the name of the user who uploaded it. Now, if it was an automated flow, then it will be a little bit difficult to do this because automated cloud flows run on the account of the user who created them. Maybe it was a private, maybe it was just a technical user, but instant flows run on the user who started them. So we can easily use the created by here email. But let's take the one from update file properties, created by email. And the subject is your document has been approved. And then maybe write in the body, dear the name. Yeah, you can decide what you can write. You can write HTML, put links, whatever you like. Your document has been approved. Thank you, or automate, something like that. Without typos, please. So that's what happens if the document is approved. But we also need to do something if the document is not approved. So in this case, I will go on and I already have it here, I think. Yeah. So I'll paste the update properties again, and this time I will make this as declined. And I will send an email again. Let's try to copy this as well. Yeah, there it is. And we have here the first one created by. Why is this showing? Okay, so your document has been declined. Dear blah blah, your document has been declined. I don't know, you can write like, please reach out to. Maybe we have here from the approval process. Responses. Approver's name. I'm not sure if name has a display name or principal name. Let's try that. Oh yeah, it's a multiple. That's why it's going to do and apply to each. Okay, let's forget about that. What I want to do is maybe put the name of the approver. Why is complaining? Let me put it out.
Perhaps you just copy and paste it.
Yeah, sometimes it acts weird. So again. Oh, you're right. I can paste it from the one I had, right? That will be faster. I see edit is pushing me to go faster.
No pressure. 3 minutes left.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Your document has been declined. Thank you, or I'm sorry, maybe. I don't know. And something else. I'm going to be like dramatic now and say that if your document has been declined, we're going to delete it. There is an option there's an action that says delete a file or delete an item. But on my experience, I've always had issues with that, because if a file has been opened by a user and closed, sometimes Power Automate is not able to delete that file. Somehow it says that the file is still open, or it hasn't been checked out, or something like that. So when I want to delete files, I use an HTTP request to SharePoint. And this one has to go then to the same site, of course. Okay, best. Okay, and it will be a post request. And I have have written down here the URI, so we don't spend that much time, but I'm going to go through it. And as you can see here, I'm using the API call web list get by ID, which I'm getting the list or the library by the ID. Where you can find the ID, as you can see here, the ID is not visible. What you can do is you can go over settings and then the library settings. And here at the top, you have the ID of your library. Make sure you don't take this first part and last part, because this is like the coding that SharePoint does. And this is your ID. Now you can find this for libraries and for lists and everything else. And then I get by ID the file. So this is get by ID the list where the file is, and then I get by ID the file, and then recycle. And in the headers, you have to put the prefer, and then that is called bypass shared lock. So this way you are sure, you can be sure that the file will be deleted. Let's save this and take a look if it's complaining. Okay, it is complaining because I think this one, file properties 3, file properties 2, send email 2. Created by, this is coming from the wrong, one, yeah. So this dear, what was he, was created by display name. Okay. Oops, no comments. Okay. Yeah, it was the created by was coming from this update file, and it cannot find it if it's not in the same path. That was the issue because I pasted it from here.
Check it shows some red dots. So is it just a warning?
Where are you now?
Flow checker on the top right.
Yeah, it says you may break your Power App trigger flow. We might have to throw it away from the app and maybe put it back in. We can see in a second. But at least the flow is not complaining for the structure. So let's go back to the app now, and I'm pretty sure it will complain. So let's take a look. I will remove this again and go in here. No, not in here. In here, and let's say we did this again, and we select upload. This might now complain, or maybe not. Yes, it's complaining. And this is a very familiar issue. What that happens every time you create a flow that it's triggered from Power Apps, and then you go and change something, somehow something changes in the backend, and Power Apps, it loses its mind and cannot find anymore. So I hope Microsoft will fix it someday, because this is pretty frustrating. But anyways, it's a quick fix. We can go here. No, we can go here in the data section. I remove the connection to my flow. I will copy this one because I don't want to write it again. And I will go back to Power Automate, to the action section, and select my flow. This will add it again into my app. Sometime today.
Perhaps a note on this. I saw that there is an addition of Power Automate pane from within the Canvas app, so you don't have to switch from, and hopefully this will fix all these steps.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I don't have it yet, but I saw it as well. I hope that will make our lives a bit easier here. So there is my piece of code again, and let's run this one more time. Let's see. Okay, 7 seconds ago, it's running. Okay, so we are updating the file properties now, and now it should be in approval process. So let's take a look. The document is here. It has been recreated. Let's refresh. Yeah, a few seconds ago, and the status is pending. So now I've got an email here with a document to approve, and this is the link to the document. So I can click here and see my document, and I will approve it now. No, so let's test this version and say, well done. Looks good. Oh, I forgot to put a comment section. But anyways, you can imagine that this comment coming from the approver, we can also save this into the SharePoint library as well next to the document. It will be useful, especially for declining, but then you will not have to delete it. Anyways, you get the point. So by submitting this one, we can now take a look at our flow, and this should now run or continue. And because it was approved, it went this path. and I should have received a new email saying, yeah, your document has been approved.